Okay, so let's have a look at how you can use GetBookedUp to automatically calculate prices for you when you've put your pricing tables in. So let's do that on the quotations tab here. We're going to quickly add a new quote on. Now there's a couple of ways that you can add items. You can type into this add item box here the item code if you know it. So if you know the lounge diner, you can type LD in there. If you don't know what the item code is, you can click the little blue button here and that will open up, and I can scroll down to the LDL and then over to LD for lounge diner, and we can see that, choose that there, and that adds that onto the quotation here. You see it's added that under the carpet group category, so it's going to group all the carpets together in one section on the quotation here. Move along to this quantity field here. If you know what the size is, you can just type the square meterage or square footage in there. So if you know there's 21 square meters, you could just type 21 in there and it'll work the price out for you. If you've actually measured up and you want to store and record the dimensions, you can click into the quantity field and that'll open this dialog box here. A couple of things to note in here. You can see that the system, it's telling you that the system's set up to expect meterage, so your prices are set in meters. So you can type meterage into here and it'll work out the price for you. Now that's not a problem if the client's giving you the price of the sizes over the phone. If they ring and say it's 12 foot by 10 foot, all you would need to do is put a tick in this box here that tells it that you're now entering feet. You will put 10 by 12 in here, and then when you click check, it will automatically do the conversion and calculate that to square meters for you. So that's just one of the little tools that's in here. I'm going to switch it back to the meters setting, and we're going to put in that this is a 5.2 meter lounge by 4.1 meters, and we're going to put that that's the lounge end, and then the dining room end is 3.8 by 3.2 meters, and we can put that that's the diner end. And then when we click check, you can see it does the calculation for you and works out 33.48 square meters. We click OK and it puts that into the quantity field and calculates the prices for the various services that you've set up. So in this example we've got a clean only price, a clean and protect price, a healthy home option, and then a couple of maintenance plan pricing on the end. And remember, you can customize what these services are called and you can set your own pricing tables up. So that's one way to use it for sort of standard L-shaped dining rooms, but there's much more flexibility in this as well. So I'm going to add a bedroom as well. So if I add a bedroom carpet, so I go down to B, add bedroom 1, just put the bedroom 1, grouped it in with the carpets again. Into the quantity field, tick this, and I'm going to put that this bedroom is 4.7 meters by 3.8 meters, and I can put that that's the room in the notes section here. And then in the next line down, I can put a tick in the subtract box and I can knock the bed off. So I'm going to knock off 2.2 by 2.2, and I'm going to put that that's the bed in the notes section. And then when I click check, you can see it's done the calculation. It tells you that it's knocking off the room, it's calculating the room and knocking off the bed gives a total of 13.02 square meters. Click OK and you can see that's worked the price out as well. Now, one of the things that it will also do is it'll work out commercial jobs for you as well. So, you know, the unusual reception areas where they've got alcoves and you have to take several dimensions to actually get the total square area. What we can do is I'm going to use an item code called XXC, which also allows us to put free text in. So if you've not got an item code set up, it's completely flexible and you can set them up almost on the fly. So I'm going to go into the X and choose XXC for carpet and free entry text. So that allows me to click into the description box here and type reception carpet in here in the description. So it just allows you to customize these fields to suit you. So I'm going to go back into the quantity field here and it opens up. So let's say that this is a 10.8 by 2.9, and there's also a section that's 4.8 by 3.8, and there's also a section that's 2.9 by 9.2, and there's also a long corridor off that's 10.2 by 1.85. So you can see that all these dimensions could be added in. We've got 4. You can just keep adding these on. If you want, you can put a note about which each one is. So you could put that this is the tub bedrooms. So that could be so that you know that that's the size, that's the area that goes down to the bedroom area. So if they come back and ask for it to be revised, knocking that off, you can again just adjust this if you want. So you can add multiple into here, click check, and it calculates the total square meterage for you. So you're not going to add them all together and faff around like that. Click OK and it calculates the price for you. Now, That's added 3 carpets on to show you the ways that you can add multiple areas and knock areas off. Let's just quickly show you how you can also use this for pricing rugs. So if I just go down to XX rug, and I'm going to add some free text in here, you'll notice that it's added the rug on, and it's added it on under the rugs header. And remember that you can set up and customize these to suit yourself. They come down with carpets, rugs, upholstery, leather and curtains, I believe, but you can customize these to suit yourself. I'm just going to edit this description, and I'm going to put Chinese rug in here, and I'm going to click the quantity box here, and it's a circular rug. So I'm going to put that the length is 2.8 meters, and I'm going to tell it that it's a circular rug. And then when I click the check button, what that does is it knows it's a circle, so obviously the width is 2.8 as well, it's a circle, and it works out that that's 6.16 square meters for cleaning, and we can click OK, and that'll calculate the price. It's not done in this example because I've not set the pricing table up for rugs, but if the pricing table was set up, it would calculate the prices in here for your clean only, clean and protect, or whatever options you've set up. It may be that you've got on-site cleaning, off-site cleaning, and those sort of things set up. So that's how you can deal with circular rugs. If I just go back into the dimensions box, I'll show you the options that we've got. So we've got rectangles, obviously it defaults to that usually, and then we've got circular, oval and semicircular, and just by choosing those it applies the formula that will work out the correct area for you, so you've no longer got to try and guess from the length and width dimensions that you're putting in. Obviously this also means that if you're working on perhaps a commercial job and they've got a function room that's rectangular, but there's also a huge bay window in there that's a semicircle, you can add a rectangular area onto the semicircular area and calculate the area properly that way as well. So it's very, very flexible in the way the tool operates. If I just click OK there now and get out of there. I'll also add on just another item just to show you how this builds up. So if I'm going to add a 5-seat leather suite, let's add that on. And you'll see that the leather suite's been added again to the leather group, so it's kept it separate from the rugs and carpets. So the great thing is you can print these quotes out individually with the different services, and you can see the different services for each item that you're quoting for. You can set the pricing table up to be either unit pricing or per seat pricing. In this example it's set up per seat pricing, so in the quantity field here we just tell it that there's 5 seats on this item, and it will calculate, you can see here, the clean only price, the clean and recondition price as well, and the other services that you offer for leather. Now there's also some flexibility built into this, in that we recognise that just because the system's calculated a price, that might not necessarily be the price that you want to quote. So we allow you to manually adjust prices, and if I use this reception area as the example, the price that it's quoting or calculated is £570.66. Now obviously any commercial client that you quote £570 into the exact 66 pence is probably going to think you're balmy, because you couldn't possibly calculate a quote that accurately to 66 pence. Or it might just be that you want to change this and think, well, I can do it a little bit cheaper than that, and I think I'll get it if I can get under £500. So what you can do is, if we choose the reception carpet, we can tick the box here that says manual pricing, and what that allows us to do is overwrite any prices that the system's calculated without causing any hassle or setup or issues in the pricing table or in the data fields. We can just click into here, and I can adjust this if I wanted to £497, and just tab out of the field, and that records that there. And you'll notice as well that it's also reminding us that these prices are being calculated manually. So that's just a way that you can use the system to calculate a price and then manually adjust that price as well. There is just another little thing as well that's mentioned in another video, and that's called the fudge factor. Now the fudge factor has been in the system for years, since we first started. It was something that very early on, with using this in the houses on a daily basis, we realised that there's some areas that you may want to increase the price of. So what we allow you to do with the fudge factor is individually adjust individual line items by a fixed percentage amount. So let's say you use this bedroom as the example. Let's say this bedroom's on the first floor and you don't really want to drag all the kit up for just 13 square meters. So if you're going to do it, you want to charge an extra 20% for that area. What you can do is, in the fudge factor field, you type in 20, hit tab out of the field, and you'll see it's increased the price by 20%. Now, this isn't the whole job that you have to apply this to, or even just a whole category for all the carpets. You can apply this on an individual item basis. So the example might be that you really fancy doing all the carpets, but the suites are really filthy, it's not going to clean well, and you want to add more onto just the suite. You could add 20%, 30%, whatever you want onto the suite. And show that to the client. The great thing is the client doesn't see that fudge factor, so they don't know that that individual room's being adjusted in the background. So that's it. That's how the system will automatically calculate prices, how you can manually adjust them, or you can use the fudge factor. Oh, one of the things I forgot to mention about the fudge factor was you can use its discount prices as well. So you could put a minus 20% in if you want to knock something off. Now, I wouldn't recommend that because what we'd usually do is the fudge factor is used to increase prices without the client knowing. If you're going to decrease the price and offer the client a discount, what we'd usually recommend is showing that as an actual discount, and there's a separate video that shows you how you can do that. So you could choose one of the discount codes on the end here, and that will discount it, and you could put a note in the item notes as to why you've discounted it. So the fudge factor is really for putting things up without the client knowing on an individual item basis, and if you wanted to use it as a discount you could, but a better way to do that would be to make sure that the client knows that you're offering the discount and show that as a separate discount so that they appreciate that you're offering the discount for them. So that's it. As I said earlier, the automatic calculation of prices, how you can manually adjust those, and how you can deduct areas, increase areas using the fudge factor, and very flexible, powerful quoting package.